So let's talk putting. We're going to talk about this club right here. We're usually talking about the driver or even talking about hitting your irons. Today we're going to talk about the putter. Now, a great way to lower your scores, obviously, is to hit fewer putts per round. But how many times have you had this happen to you where you hit a beautiful drive, then you hit a great shot onto the green, you got about a 12 to 15 footer for birdie, and you end up three putting. You go from a birdie opportunity to suddenly scoring a bogey. There's nothing more frustrating. You walk off the green just mad at yourself. What did I do? Well, what causes that? What causes that is really, a lot of people think it's poor lag putting, but what causes the poor lag putting really is the fear of that comeback putt. You hit that first putt and you go too far past the putt, maybe 3 feet or so, and you fear that comeback putt. Well, what that does to you in your lag putt is it causes you to have some hesitation. It causes you to either hit it too softly and come up way too short, or it causes you to hit the ball past the hole or offline or whatever. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can get better at lag putting by having more confidence in that second putt that you're going to be facing. So what I've done is I got this mat. I bought it on Amazon. It's their top seller. I absolutely love this thing, and I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to go out and get one of these for yourself. I do recommend it. I recommend you spend some time working on those shorter putts. And I'm going to show you the best way to work on those shorter putts right here. So what I do is I work on anywhere from 2 feet all the way out. This mat is about 9 feet long. And so if you look at some of the pros out there, let's look specifically at Lydia Ko. Look at her putting stroke. Lydia Ko doesn't have a real long backswing, and she has very little follow through. I discovered a few years back at looking at Arnold Palmer and the way he putted. Now, he had kind of a funky stance that I don't recommend that we imitate, but he does something that I kind of developed my own putting style from that I call the Palmer pop. And what that is exactly is he doesn't take it back real far, and he just kind of pops into the ball, and you'll see he has very little follow through. Now, I found what that helps for me, and I'm sure if you try this, it's going to help you as well, is the less action you have coming back here and going forward here, the fewer opportunities you're going to have to get that putter offline. When we reduce the amount of action that we make with our putter, we reduce the likelihood that we're going to get that putter offline. So let me show you how that Palmer pop that I came up with works. So I line up, dead center to the ball, dead center to the hole, and I just take a small little backswing and just pop, just like that. So it's a very short backswing and then just pop into the ball. And then what I'll do a bunch of those putts from about that length. Then I'll move back about a foot or so, and I'll do the same thing. And then I just keep moving back and moving back and moving back. Now, how is this going to help you with your lag putting? Well, if you continuously work on hitting these putts from these different lengths, and you feel confident that you're going to be able to put that ball on line and sink it into the hole every time, that's going to free you up on your lag putts. When you've got 12 feet, 15 feet, even 20 feet away, it's going to free you up to be able to go at the hole and not worry about, oh man, if I hit this too far past, what if I hit it 3 feet past or 4 feet past? I'm not going to be able to make that comeback putt. This will give you the confidence to be able to make that comeback putt. And you're going to find, especially if you're doing this Palmer putt or this Palmer pop that I do this with all my putts. I do this even with my 20 footers, I do the Palmer pop. And what I found is that if you look at that hole and you do a couple of little practice swings like that, even from 20 feet away, you're going to find your distance control is really easy to dial in. And because you're freed up, because you know if I come up a little short, if I go a little bit past it, I know that I've been working really hard on my 2-footers, 3-footers, 4-footers, 5-footers. I know that I'm going to put that ball on the line that I choose. Then that's going to free you up on those lag putts. It's really going to help you. And now you're going to start sinking some of those 10-footers, some of those 12-footers. And when you don't, you're only going to be inches from the hole, and it's going to be really easy to knock it in. Okay, so that's great for straight putts, right? Well, how do we deal with 3-footers and 4-footers that have a slight left to right break, or maybe they have a slight right to left break? Well, I'm going to show you how I work on those here out in my pool area. Now, my pool area, the deck out here, everything slants away from the pool. That's so the water will drain, okay? So what I do is I take my little putting mat here and I just turn it sideways. So now we're dealing with that slope. So now I want to show you a neat little trick that I learned from reading something that I read written by Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus had a neat way of playing breaks in putts. Now this putt here is going to be, it's about 4 feet long. And the way my pool deck is slanted, it's slanted this way. So this thing is going to break a little left to right. Now what Jack Nicklaus did, and I do this myself, is when he would line up over the ball, the little hash mark in the top of the putter there, you're supposed to put that dead center of the ball and down and put it down your target line, right? So he would move it to where the ball is actually below or this side of that hash mark. What this will cause the ball to do is it'll cause it to go off to the left a little bit at the beginning of the putt, and it'll curve back to the right. I'll show you here. I'll demonstrate here. Now what you want to do there is you want to make sure that you aim your hash mark dead center to the hole. The ball is going to be on the inside of that hash mark. Now what this is going to do is, because you're not hitting dead center, it's going to take a little energy off the ball. So that is going to reduce the speed of the putt. So what you have to make sure you remember that when you take the ball off center to work this little magic of left to right on these left to right breakers, you want to give it a little bit more of a pop in the putt to make up for the fact that it's not dead center, it's a little bit off center, and there'll be less energy in the putting stroke. Now let me show you how we do this going the opposite direction. So instead of spinning this whole thing around, I'm just going to use that ball as my target. So now, since I'm putting this way and the pool, the deck slants this way, now I'm going to have a right to left breaking putt. So now this time what I will do is, when I place my putter down behind the ball, I'm going to move the putter a little bit and now put the ball on the top side of that hash mark. This should cause the ball to start off a bit to the right, and then it'll take that little break and come back to the left. So let's give that a try. As you can see, it started just a little bit out to the right and it came back to the left because of the slope. The further you want that ball to start to the right, the further outside of that hash mark is where you want to put that. You want to place the putter behind the ball. If you want a big sweeping left to right, the further the break, the more break you're reading into it, the more you will bring it to the inside of that hash mark. Okay, so go out and practice that on the practice putting green before you start your round, so you can get your speed adjustments down, because you will have to adjust, like I said, how hard you pop that. So I hope these tips will help you reduce your number of putts per round. If you're getting value out of the videos that I'm putting out, please hit the like button and subscribe so you can see all my videos when they come out. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you and each and every one of your views.